Okay, so today I will be explaining the Lightwave 9.0 modeler to you, and this should go for 9.6 as well. I'm not sure about previous versions like 8.0, but I think they're about the same. So this will be the first in a series of tutorials showing you how to make a rock and a flagpole with a flag, and then how to animate the flag in layout without using keyframes. But for this first one, I'm just going to explain the basics of the modeler. Now, I don't claim to be a professional at using this modeler. I just dabble in it from time to time. So the first thing you're going to want to do when you open it up is change over here when it says smooth shade to texture. And you're going to want to do this especially if you, maybe not if you don't have a powerful computer, but if you have a powerful computer, definitely go to there. Now the modeler can be used to edit an already made object or to make an object from scratch. So today we're going to be making one from scratch, and I'm just going to show you a few little things and you can play with it and go from what I tell you today. Over here you have primitives, and these are your basic objects that you can make that are pre-designed that you can make. If you go down here under more, you may not have a more, it may already be down here. You'll have a number of things you can go ahead and make. But for now, these things have already been pre-made. For now, let's go over here to box, create a simple box. Now, as you'll see, the box we've made is now been created over here. Then click again to deselect. And you can make as many objects as you want in the modeler in any form you want. This is just the basics. Now, if we want to adjust the box, then you go over here to modify, and you can use any of these options. I'm just going to use drag and move are the ones I use the most, and maybe rotate. Stretch, that comes in handy too. For drag, what this will allow you to do is click on any one of these points and just drag it around however you want. This is your top view. This will be your back view, so you can raise it or lower it like this. And then this can be a right or left view depending. You can adjust it here. So you get the basic idea, and you can do the modeler allows you to do a variety of effects. So now that we have this, let's go ahead and texture it. And basically what that'll do is just apply an image to it, so that when it's rendered in the layout, it's not just this flat, dry box like it looks here. So to do that, go under polygons and select, and we were under points, go to polygons. When going over here, you can either do it like this by manually selecting the thing in the box, or if you right click and hold that down, you can drag a circle around it, and that will allow you to select the whole thing. So let's go ahead and apply a texture to the whole thing by circling it like we did, and it's all lit up. Go to surface, and we're going to call this box 1 and apply this texture. And then deselect this by doing the same thing, only that'll deselect it. Now, say we want to have specifically this over here be a picture. What we'd do is we'd left click just once on each thing we want to be the texture, and we're going to call this box front, and then to deselect you just click again holding down and move your mouse over it. So say we want this to be a picture. Go under surface, we're going to call this picture 1. And you may want to name it, and then you can change the color again too. And you may want to name it something a bit more practical for what you're doing. This is just a demonstration though, so I really don't care. We're going to call this picture back. Okay, so now that we have an object and you know how to basically play around with it, under one other thing I didn't tell you, under polygons, say you select one side and then hit move, it'll allow you to move just that one side over, and it will make any necessary changes in the modeler or in this screen over here as it's being made. But we don't need to do that right now. Again, play around with these. Just experimenting is the best way. There's no really one set tutorial that can teach you all this. So now that we have this, let's go ahead and add a picture to this. So go under Surface Editor, and you'll see the unnamed object. That's fine. You'll see picture 1. Let's go ahead and name this. If we go under T here by the color, and you can play around with all these. We'll experiment with bumps a bit later, but just go under here right now and then go under load image. Right now you're under an image texture, and just pick any image you want. Really wide variety. Let's use this. Okay, let's not use that. It's not a bad image, it just takes up a bunch. Okay, let's select just a basic board. So that easily you have now textured this object, and since we're under texture, you can see it. If we were under smooth shade, which is the default, you don't see it, but under texture you will see that. And then same thing, hit use texture, go up here to texture back, and you can apply a different texture. Automatic sizing with the texture, just experiment. These will change the method in which the texture is applied. And then up here you have projection, images, planar, cylindrical, spherical, cubic. These options don't use much, but these three up here are really nice, and the spherical and cylindrical objects should be used for a sphere, but this is okay. For a square, you're going to want to stay with planar. Automatic sizing, you can adjust the scale over here, you can adjust the rotation, the position. You can do a whole lot of effects with this, and you can invert the layer, not that you'd want to do that, and then by doing that, that'll give you a basic object. Now to save the changes you've made to this object, just simply go under File, Save Object As. I'm not going to do this, you just type a name for your object, hit Save, and there you go. So that's the basics of creating something and texturing something in the Lightwave modeler. Next tutorial, we'll look at how to make a realistic looking rock. I hope this has been helpful, and I am Sam Wick signing off.